Monte, the women put a little pressure on at the University of Delaware, haven't they? A great season. I know doing a couple games, I saw a lot of your players out there to support the great women's program.
No, it's tremendous what they are doing and what they've been able to do and what they're going to do this year. And we're huge supporters. Tina and I are great friends, and we love to bounce ideas off of each other. And, the biggest idea I bounced off of her is, where can I find an Atlanta? And she hasn't answered that for me yet, but we're working on it.
Well, I'm sure she asked you where you can get a Devon Sadler as well. And your first postseason appearance for the men since 2000, so a terrific year you guys had last year. And you bring a lot back with you with 4 returning starters and the man we mentioned, Devon Sadler.
We're excited. And, these guys have experience, but they have winning experience too. And I think that's as vital as having experience. And, it's a group that understands the work that has to be put into being successful, especially in a league like the CAA with, every single night you have to play your A game or you're going to get beat. And these guys understand that. They understand the time, the effort, the energy, the passion that has to be put into practice. And as a return, you'll get the results that you're looking for in the games.
Well, that old cigarette commercial used to say it's what's up front that counts. You got one of the best up front guys in the country, I think, and Jamal. One of the best rebounders. He's just a terrific player.
Well, Jamal has been a guy that from day one has just elevated his game. And his statistics have improved as a freshman to sophomore year, as a sophomore to junior year. And we're hoping for him to do the same thing from as a junior to a senior year. But he's put in the work to have that type of success happen for him. And that's the biggest thing, is he understands that work that must be put in order to be successful. So we're looking for a big year from Jamal.
And we'd be remiss without talking about some of the other young men that made big contributions last year. You got a great freshman season out of Jarvis Threed, who was one of the CAA All-Rookie team members.
Jarvis is a very, very special talent. He has the ability to see the floor, to pass the ball, to score the ball, to shoot the ball. Gets to the free throw line, the uncanny ability to get to the free throw line and make his free throws once he gets there. Jarvis just has to do it on a consistent basis. And, our challenge to him is to be the best player on the court every day in practice, which in turn will allow him to be the best player on the court every day in games. So tremendous, tremendous talent. And, I think people will see a really special player in Jarvis this year.
Al and I have talked all morning about the backcourt and the perimeter players in this league and how good they are. One guy you got, Kyle Anderson, can flat out shoot the three, I'll tell you.
He stretches the defense like no other. And he's the thing about college is he's so confident. He's a guy that came in as a freshman and we threw him right into the starting lineup. And he hit 2 game-winning shots for us from 3, probably in our first 6 or 7 games. But he just has that type of confidence, and he always has a special place in my heart because he plays without fear.
Right.
And as a shooter, you have to be just like a cornerback. You can't remember that last touchdown was thrown against you. As a shooter, you can't remember that last shot you missed. You got to think all of them are going in, and that's how Kyle thinks.
It helps to have a great stroke too, which he does.
Absolutely.
You get a good senior in Josh Brinkley, and you get a guy in Charlie. Imagine this, a guy from St. Joe's coming to play for Monte. I wonder how could that possibly happen that St. Joe's transfer Carl Baptiste ended up with you, Monte. How did that possibly happen?
I have a few relationships up there.
You got an assistant coach, I think.
I have an assistant coach who has a probably even better relationship than I have. But Carl is a young man that he brings us a big body. He brings us a guy that can score from the outside and score from the inside. What we have to do with Carl is, he's so demanding of himself that he gets down on himself sometimes. So we have to just have him relax sometimes and just play the game. And when he does that, he's a pretty good basketball player.
Well, I noticed one thing that tells me how tough you're going to be. I looked at your early season schedule. I'm going to tell you, brother, you better be tough.
7 on the road, including Duke, correct?
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? This was the year to do it.
Right.
What we're trying to do is challenge our guys. We're trying to put them in a position that, our goal is to win the CAA championship and advance to the NCAA tournament. But we like to put ourselves in the conversation of an at-large bid. So we went out and scheduled what we thought the committee demands that you do. And we did that with our team. And I thought this was the team to do it. We have our work cut out for us, but, it'll be fun.
Charlie, we talk about that beginning of the season schedule. Something tells me there are going to be people standing in line to get into the Carpenter Center for that Drexel, Delaware game. Something tells me that could be a rather interesting matchup this year.
It should be pretty good. I think they have a few preseason expectations placed upon them like we do, and it's always been a great rivalry for Drexel and Delaware, and also between Bruiser and myself, having been grown up together and family's been so close. So it's fun, but Bruiser understands, and I understand that after today we don't talk until after the season is over with.
Yeah. Well, Monte, thanks so much, and good luck again this year. It was a great season to get to a postseason bid for the first time since 2000. We look forward for more this year.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Monte Ross, the head basketball coach for the men at the University of Delaware.